In this session, I'm going to cover how to overcome the fear of public speaking. As you can see from here, this is an emoji of a fearful smiley face. Not smiley face, fearful face in this case. By now, you almost 110% sure I am a terrible artist. I know that for sure. But this is just an illustration for your enjoyment or for some entertainment, okay? I know I'm a very bad artist, but that's fine. So what exactly is are the fear? Of course, there are many fear of being a public speaker. Fear of judgment from other people, fear of forgetting the script, fear of not being the most knowledgeable person in the room, fear of not being smart, fear of not looking good on stage. So these are all the fears that we have. But I can tell you most of the fear that we have are false, right? Because fear stands for, you probably already know this, false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. And that's true. But how exactly are we able to overcome some of the fears? I want to share with you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 strategies to overcome your fear. These are practical strategies that you can use. First is yes, you're right. Know your topic. Know your topic. What do I mean? Which means you have to have in-depth understanding of your topic. If you are presenting for your work, I am sure you are the subject matter expertise. If you're presenting on something, you must make sure you know the topic inside and out. And how I do it is very simple. Every time I have a slides or that I prepare a slides, I prepare a pointer. I always study that point more than I deliver. Which means, in case there's any question on the point, you can also share something extra. I always prepare more than is shown on the PowerPoint presentation. So you can ask the question like, who, what, where, when, and how. This 5W and 1H theory. But another thing that I want to share with you is really, after you prepare the entire presentation, really take a step back. Really take a step back and really ask yourself, is there anything I miss out? I think this is the main question in order for you to really make sure your topic is comprehensive enough, to know your topic. The second thing to overcome your fear is know your location. And I want to say know your location and know your organizer. So what do I mean? If you are being invited to give a presentation or being asked to prepare a speech at work or in your business place, you must know who are the organizer. Because many times I see speaker comes up on stage and they were talking, but they don't even know who are the person who organized it. What is it for? You want to know exactly who are the organizer. What is the objective of this presentation about? And where is the location? The location which I meant here is not just knowing in the Google map you know where the location is. No, I meant physically knowing the location of the place that you're going to present. Is it going to be a place where it's a lifted stage? Is it going to be a place where the setting of the audience is by a table where there are 4 or 5 people in one group, each one facing you, or is it a theater style setting? You want to know exactly the setting, and will you be using a lapel mic, a microphone, or you'll be using whatever electronic devices that you want to use. So you want to make sure you know your location, and for this I always come early, 1 hour earlier before I present any talk. At least 1 hour earlier, so that when I'm there, I can actually test I will actually test my slides to make sure it works. And if my slides have video, I want to make sure the video also play. And is the audio working or not? Is the speaker loud enough for the room? So you want to know that very carefully. And the other thing is, one thing to calm the nerve, I always do this, is whenever I go to a location. When I came into the location, and I know people are still around, some of them are sitting down and getting ready, getting started. What I will do is, in the location itself, I will go up in front here and touch the main board, touch the microphone, walk on the stage. Walk on the stage to calm myself, to know myself, and I want to have the feeling of looking down the audience. Looking down who are the audience, looking at the audience. To feel, just come earlier before you present so that you are there and you look at the place. And you look down from the place that you are going to present. Because if you are asked to present a speech and your name is being called upon and you just walk up and then suddenly this is your first time looking at the audience home, I can tell you, of course, everyone will feel nervous. But if you have stepped in the position of a speaker before, which means stepping in front and looking up at the audience, from left to right, right to left, walking on stage, getting used to the stage. If you have already done that, the second time you come in, it wouldn't be the first time, which means you had done it more than once already. And the other thing is, as I say, touch the place so that you get to feel the area, the location. I think these are the ways that could help you calm your nerve. The other thing that that's very important, I think, is to know your audience. Know your audience. This sounds very basic, right? Knowing your audience. But what do I exactly mean? Knowing your audience. I want to know how big size is the audience. If it's 200 people, or is it 100 people, or is it 10 people? I want to know what are the demographic of the audience. Are they 6 to 12 years old kids, or are they youth? I don't know, 13 to 18 years old, or are they adolescents? Are they adults who are already working? Are they working professional, young working professional, or are they senior citizen? Who are they? I want to know exactly who are they. And the reason of coming up early, that I say knowing your location, when you come early, if you are facing an audience of 200 people, when you come early, you actually really calm your nerve because you get to see people coming in and in and in. I used to and also still teaching kids on public speaking. And I can tell you, there are kids who are really good in the class, they can do their speech, they can rehearse, but then there are sometimes the kids come late, and when they are required to present to a group of 200 people, suddenly they come and they say 200 people. Wow, they are nervous, they are unable to present, they are tongue-tied. So it is good to always come early to the venue, the location, and also seeing the people coming in and out, in and out. Then when your name is being called upon, you are calmer. Okay, know your audience. What other things you can do? The other things you can do, if it's a small group of people, even if it's a big group, I think you can do it as well, is to really go out there and talk to your audience. Which means if you are early the place, you can just walk to your audience and shake their hands, talk to them, know how are you, what's your name, what are you here for, get to know them. Then you talk to one person and then you walk to the next side, talk to another person. I can tell you this really calms your nerve because there is nothing more fearful of standing in front and facing a whole stranger. But if you know the people from the ground, you already shake their hands. Okay, you already know them, they are an engineer doing what. When you come on stage, you suddenly have a friend. When you are up on stage, you suddenly have a friend down there supporting you because you already know them. So knowing your audience involves going out there to shake their hand, to release some of your energy. One other thing I can give you, the tips I can give you is actually really to calm yourself down is to really know yourself. Know yourself. Really knowing yourself. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? For me, I know exactly my strength of what is my strength in public speaking. I'm very good in body language, stage movement, body language. I can inject humor. I can make the audience laugh sometimes. It's very good. I can also demand response from the audience. I can engage the audience in a bigger crowd. So that is my strength. But I have also a lot of weaknesses. My weaknesses are really my command of English is not at a higher level than anyone else. I know it. If you have listened to this, you probably would spotted some grammar mistake or some past present tense mistake in my speaking. I understand that. This is a room that I know I have a lot of room for improvement in that particular area. And the other thing is my vocal variety can also be improved. So I know. So play with your strength and your weaknesses. Know yourself. Know yourself. Know yourself. I think it's one of the most important part. The other thing to calm yourself down is actually really do breathing. Really do breathing. And I didn't mean that the deep breathing is deep breathing, but I'm more towards the diaphragm breathing. Do a diaphragm breathing, deep diaphragm breathing, which if you put both of your palms at your belly or your stomach, take a deep breath, you feel that your belly expanded, and then when you breathe out, you come back to the normal, and there's no movement on your shoulder. If you ask to deep breathe, you do deep breathing. This is not called diaphragm breathing. The best way to release your tension is actually do diaphragm breathing. Okay, put your both hands on your stomach and do deep breathing. Try it out. Do a couple of deep breathing to help you calm your nerve. The other thing that could help you to gain more confidence is what I call the power pose. But I wouldn't share it here. I will share it in maybe the body language slides, the body language part, which will show you what are the power pose you can to really scientifically proven to help you gain confidence when you go through this module further. The other thing that I can tell you besides this audience and yourself is this. Practice, practice, and practice. I know it sounds pitching the choir, right? It sounds like as if I am pitching the choir, but really it's in terms of practice. But how do you practice? And this is really the key here of not only telling you to practice, 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 rehearse, rehearse, rehearse your topic or your message, your what, but it's really how do you practice in an effective manner. And I can tell you the best way, over the last 14 years, the best way to remember the speech is to practice with gesture. If you take a script right now, and if I ask you to practice, you just sit there, you just write out the whole script, and then you just practice like that, verbal, rote learning. I can tell you this is the most passive way that you could practice. What I mean by practice is you have to move, which means I say, good morning everyone, my name is Ken. I am the founder of a kids academy where I help professionals, managers, consultants, and entrepreneurs gain confidence and clarity through public speaking. You see I'm moving in my gestures, and when I move over here, this is how I practice. I will take the script and I will practice here again. So I want you to, when you practice, do not sit down there and practice, because if you sit down there and practice, it's the most passive way. You want to be active, and you can do that by doing gestures. And this will actually help you remember your speech as well. As you gestures, you can help you remember your speech. Because when we move our body together with our verbal language, it actually helps us to internalize. I hope you can try it out. I know it works because I have trained a lot of people using the same methodology, and it works very well. So practice, practice, practice. Know your topic. Come early, know your location, know your organizer, know your audience, and last but not least, yourself, and practice, practice, and practice. Alright, all the best to you, and we'll see you in the next session.